Alright people, it's time for Fire Pit 2.0. So I got this old one up here before, and it was a drop-in fire pit. But come to find out, these have a problem with warping while you're using them. And not to mention my tabletop here wasn't the best material, so I'm going to convert this thing to tile using some cement board and some tile. So here we go. Here's what the old one looked like. I just got done cleaning it out. It kind of melted into this composite decking that I had up here at first. It worked fine for a while until I let the fire get a little bit too high, but this right here would warp so much, it probably warped 2 inches of warp in the middle. It was crazy. So anyways, I didn't like that. I'm gonna do a do-it-yourself one like I should have done in the first place. So here we go. Okay, so I got the top taken off, and I've got these brackets here. I had to install one more. They're about 30 inches apart, maybe a little less. And now I'm gonna go cut some cement board. Here's what it looks like on the other side, where the gas comes in. I just had a flex pipe here, 3/4 inch pipe coming in, 3/4 inch valve, and that's it for now. So now on to the cement board. All right, so here we are in the garage. I've got this 3x5 piece of cement board here, 1/2 inch thick. I'm gonna double it up so it can be 1 inch thick, so that'll make it extra sturdy. I need it to be 11 feet long by 16 inches deep, so I'm gonna go have a 5-foot piece, 5-foot piece, and 1-foot piece. And then I'm gonna double it up with a 5-foot piece, 5-foot piece, and a 1-foot piece the opposite way, so the seams don't line up. That'll make it stronger. And I'm just going to glue it together with either mortar or probably liquid nails, probably what I'll use. And then the thought is that I will take this is the next piece I've got going here. I've got a 1/2 inch pipe, 24 inches long, 2 of them. So one on this side and one on this side with a T in the middle. So this T is joined to an extension piece, a coupler, and a 1/2 inch flared valve. And I've got them capped on the ends. And so I'm going to drill holes every 1 inch apart, and that's where the flames will come out. And then with the leftover bit of cement board that I have, this will obviously be sitting in here through obviously. And then I'm going to stack probably 2 or 3 high, maybe 2 inches wide, a cement stacked border around this to make a nice looking border around the edge. And that should do it. So let's see what happens. All right, so liquid nails, I tried to glue it down and I tried to pick it up. Liquid nails did not stick. So I'm gonna take this apart and put some thin set inside. So let's see what happens after that. All right, so I got these placed out here and I'm about to mix up some mortar here and glue them together with that. So let's see what happens. So it turns out that you can't put mortar in between these and make them stick. You can't put liquid nails and make it stick. It didn't stick at all. Nothing happened under there. This one didn't stick. I even had a weight on it. Nothing. It just didn't stick. It's pretty dry under there. So I think I'm gonna have to get some plywood tomorrow. Go the regular way. Hopefully that works with heat. We'll find out. All right, so got the cement board all cut up. Got the 1/2 inch exterior pressure treated plywood down that I'm going to tack the cement board to, and then I'm going to start tiling. So let's get to it. So here's what happened. I tacked the cement board down to this plywood. Cut a 1.5 inch hole for this flame piece. I stacked 3 high. These are each 2 inches wide, 3 high. So I made a little fire pit trough, 54 inches long, 6 inches deep. And now comes the fun part, tiling. But it's super hot, so I might wait a minute. Now is the time to go ahead and drill some holes into this thing here. So this is 1/2 inch pipe again, 24 inches long, 24 on each side, T in the middle. We're gonna drill holes, one every inch, 1 hole every inch. I got a 7/64 inch metal drill bit I'm gonna use. And I got this this guide tool here. So this guide tool can sit on here so the drill bit doesn't move, and it will help this drill bit stay solid without slipping off the end. So we're going to drill a hole every inch using this tool, and let's see what happens. All right, so I got 1 of 2 done. I'm going to stop the time lapse because I'm running out of battery. But in case you didn't notice, I snapped 2 chalk lines kind of close to each other just to offset the flame a little bit. Thought it'd be kind of cool. I don't know if you have to do that or not, but I think it'll be a little better that way. I was using the tool. The tool worked actually really good at holding the drill bit onto the pipe. What I found was good was to get the hole started with this tool and then take the tool off and finish the hole up. So here is the finished product. You can see the chalk lines that I snapped, and they're together. Holes are every 1 inch apart, just a slight offset, alternating every hole with a chalk line, and that should do it, I think. So I'm going to finish up the other pipe the same way, and then I'll put it all together and see what happens. Alright, I've got the holes cut in both pipes now. They're both offset by a tiny little bit, like I mentioned. Next bit is to seal them all together. I'm going to use this Rectiseal T+2 pipe thread sealant. So I'll be apply it on the threads, and then I'll use these pipe wrenches obviously to crank them together. So when you're putting the pipe seal on, you want to apply it pretty liberally. And smear it on with your finger or whatever you want to do. It's kind of a mess, so I generally do it with my finger. Pretty good, like so. Try to get all the pipe as I can. And one more thing too I did while I was off camera is got to make sure your holes are clean. Make sure your pipe's clean on the inside. So I flushed mine with water. Just took a hose through there and flushed out any shavings, any metal shavings with some water. And that's kind of an important step to do because you don't want your holes to get clogged with pipe shavings, metal shavings. And then I kind of had a big pile of metal shavings on my table here. So I don't know what other kind of cool tricks there are, but for me, I just used a little bit of duct tape and just sucked it all up with duct tape. I'm sure you could use a vacuum or whatever you want to do, but for me on this particle board table I've got here on my workbench, it was just easier to use some duct tape and just stick it all to the duct tape and lift it up that way. So anyways, I've got a bunch of this thread sealant on here made from natural gas lines, and I'm going to tie it onto this T here with my pipe wrenches. Obviously I'm going to want the holes facing up from the bottom of the T. There's my holes there. And I'll try to want to get both sides about the same, facing up about the same way. So there's my T. I want my holes facing up, which they are. I'll do the same. On the other side, and on the ends as well. I'll apply the same pipe thread sealant. I'll do the same on the end here. Do the same with the other pipe, and do the same on the end of this pipe. Put that on here. Make sure the threads the holes are facing up. I'll seal at the ends, and then I will do the same with this extension piece that I've got here. I'll put some sealant on that. Crank it down pretty good. And then put the coupler on with some sealant also. Obviously the sealant always goes on the male threads. And then I'll do the same with my flared fitting here. Put some pipe thread on the sealant, or I'm sorry, on the male threads. I'll crank it all together pretty good with my pipe wrenches, and they'll be ready to go. Be ready to install for the assembly onto the gas line. So with that, that's all we got to do for this part. So far so good. We're almost there. All right, here's the finished product. I decided to do my ledges too, tiled around the whole thing. Took me one night to tile it, one night to grout it. I drilled in a couple weep holes. You probably don't want to forget about that. One here and one here, just randomly in the middle. This one on the inside I used to hold the pipe in there steady. I've got one over here as well, holding it in. I'm going to fill the bottom up with a little bit of the pea gravel that I had from the last fire pit, and then I'm going to top it off with some of this fire glass. So the pea gravel's in there first, so that I don't have to use so much fire glass. And I just tested it out a little while ago. Flames are pretty awesome, and I'll get it filled up and grab a beer and see how it goes. I got my pea gravel in there and my fire pit rocks. Got my beer, homebrew. So let's turn this thing on. Oh yeah. There it is. Working pretty awesome. Having those holes offset on the pipe was the way to go, I think. And there it is. We'll be enjoying it tonight. Let's crank this thing up real quick. Oh yeah. So I'm out here enjoying the fire pit tonight. It was working pretty good. I don't have any complaints. It worked actually really awesome. Like I mentioned, having the holes offset on the pit, or on the pipe I mean, worked pretty good to make a nice full flame. I think if they were all in a line, it wouldn't be quite as full. So that was a good call. Everything seems to be working well. Pretty awesome, pretty stoked. I think it turned out as a good project. On to the next project, but for now this one's done. Nice.